This one? No. This is this one? Yes. Good. So, yes, today I'm going to talk about art, and it is something that you're not used to hear me talk about, because usually we have history lessons. It's very focused on historical evidence and facts and causes and effects. But I would like to talk about art, and one of the reasons is that I have done a lot of drawing and painting throughout my life, but I've never had any training in it. And it's not until I came to the school here that I started seeing how much you can actually learn by having good teachers. I think that a lot of the art that I do is probably on the same level as the high school students in our school. Even though I've done art for maybe 20 years, that's true, for maybe 20 years. And it has made me realize the value of training and of looking at the things that other people do. So I wanted to share some of my art pieces with you tonight, and just quickly run through some of them. It takes courage to show something like this, especially when you're adult and you know that it's not perfect. But that is one of the points of my presentation, is that you should not let yourself be held back from doing something that you like doing, just because it doesn't look absolutely super. Yes, I thought that, let's see, what is it? No, there we are. I thought that art, when I grew up in Denmark, we didn't have very much art education, so we would think that art would be some great God-given talent that only a select few people could have. And for me, it was going pretty well until I started realizing that I probably did not have this God-given talent. That was when I was 14, and then I stopped. Then, for a few years, I didn't do any drawings, but then I got a new friend, and he introduced me to tribal drawings and Celtic drawings. Let's see, no, that's going to come some later. Let's see. Oh, it's the voice. Now, as you know, these are some pretty simple patterns, but if you learn how to do it, it's pretty easy to learn, and you can immediately see if it works or not. So when I was making mistakes, he would say to me, your drawing doesn't work, you have to change it. And I say, I don't know how to change it, so you show me. So he would take a new piece of paper and he would make a complete, accurate sketch of my drawing with all the changes intact. And I was very fascinated by that. So I started drawing again. But for a long time, so what I would do now is draw with pencils, charcoal, pastels, biros, markers, and I would paint, and I would do things in Photoshop. But what I did for a long time was that I would find a technique that I could sort of do, and then just stick with that, instead of actually learning how to do the drawing and the painting properly. So I did that for many years. There would be things like these, and these, and these. These are some of those tribal drawings. And there, and a Celtic drawing, and a marker drawing. So I will be doing that for many years. And I still draw and paint now, and do various different ones. This is one with a biro, and it takes about 20 hours or so to do it. It requires a lot of concentration, because if you make one mistake, the whole thing is going to be ruined. There's a color pencil drawing, and what you can see is that it might look nice, but it is a drawing where none of these things exist in a physical world. It means that I don't have to actually be able to draw to do it. I can just make it look as if I'm drawing. These are some paintings. There's some other paintings, another painting, another painting, and this is a big A2 drawing in pencil. It took about 40 hours to do. And another one, and on we go. This is a big painting, or a painting which is about 1 meter times 1 meter, and it is the one painting that I'm not allowed to hang up at home because it makes my daughter scared. This is an A2 drawing in color pencil, and maybe you can see that that figure to the top right is kind of the same as the figure to this. That's because it was a sketch that I made maybe in 2006, and I didn't start drawing on it until in 2009 or something like that. And some more things. This one is a little bit dark, but these are some other things that I did in Photoshop. And as you might know, Photoshop is a photo manipulation program, and it basically works as if you have several layers, or transparent layers, lying on top of each other. This one has 74 layers in it. And the original, the print size is 12 times 12 centimeters, the CD cover. This is another CD cover that I made for a friend, and this is the back of it. And one more, and the back of that one. And then recently I had to make some CD covers again because I hadn't done Photoshop for many years, but I had to because I've been working on some podcasts, and some of my colleagues and friends were generous to donate some of their music for it, but they didn't have CD covers. So this one was for Mr. Collins' band, this one is for a friend of mine in Denmark, this is for a third band. This photo is actually a close-up photo of a sculpture from Hanoi, from the military museum, where they made a huge sculpture of all the engines that all the airplane engines that they shot down during the Vietnam War. And this one is for Dr. Andrea Rose, who's going to talk also later tonight. And those photos are here from Nuremberg, especially the bottom one was one I took out of the car window on the way to the Bahnhof to pick up my mother. So, but the point had been all the time, or has been all the time, that I never got started on doing proper drawing, and that is because when you're an adult, it takes more courage to face the fact that there's something that you're not, might not be particularly good at. So my advice would be to just jump into it and try it out. So now I do some photos, or from stuff in the office, or buildings. Yes. I also found out that a good thing is to make a sketch of a painting before you do it. I learned that also from the teachers of the school and from the students, because I saw their sketchbooks and I saw what they could do. So this is one sketch. This will be the painting that's about 1 meter high, 1 meter tall. And this is another sketch, and the painting, also 1 meter tall. And then recently I was practicing making clouds for a painting, and just trying out different techniques. And as you can see, I'll just paint over an old painting and try out the things. And my daughter insisted that the painting should have a signature, and I didn't want to do it, so she did it. She's 4 years old. And some more practice. And here's the sketch for the painting where those clouds would be in. And this is as far as I've gotten with it now. Yes. So here at the end are just a few sketches of paintings that I would like to do at one time that I actually don't think I'm able to do at the moment. And I'll probably have to wait 2 to 5 years before I can do those. But my point with this is that if it is something that you like doing, and if it is something that gives you joy, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect to do, absolutely perfect for you to do it. So a few more, and that's the end. Thank you.